What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we're taking a look at Wild Hearts here running on the Steam Deck, and unfortunately this is yet another fairly broken, badly optimized PC release, not just for the Steam Deck, just for PC overall. It's not running well here at all, nor is it running well on my local PC. But let's get into it here, starting with our Proton compatibility layer. So I tried all kinds of different layers. This game has a lot of crashing issues, and I had to stick with Proton Experimental. For me, that gave me the least amount of crashes and the best performance I could get out of the game, which still isn't saying much, but for me that's what I had to use. Now getting into the settings, we're at 800p here with upscaling disabled to start with, but we'll get into that because you really do need that upscaling enabled. And we have VSync off, 60 FPS, though you'll be at 30 or less most of the time, and all of these settings are at low or off or disabled as we go through here. Now getting into the gameplay here with no upscaling happening in those settings. Of course, I didn't expect the game to be all that playable, and it is pretty rough. And this is actually in the beginning of the game where things are easier to run. It does get worse as you get farther down the line in the game. But I did want to show it running here. It's definitely not going to be an option to run the game with no upscaling. And really, even as we tick on upscaling here and enable it, it's still going to have horrible performance when we get into things here. And the image quality is just awful. It's eye-bleedingly bad, and you're going to have a lot of trouble with it even on the smaller screen of the deck. You do gain some performance, and it does help with a lot of the really bad dips we were getting into the teens here in this easier to run area, but it's really not worth it. It's pretty rough. I do hope we get some options to get some proper FSR2 or something in here and some patches to fix things up, but it's pretty rough when it just comes to visual quality and having to use that upscaling to even try to run the game. Now, some areas will get you 30 FPS, but they're very far and few between when you're like inside places or not very much is running. But for the most part, the game is very horribly optimized. Again, playing on my RTX 3060 or here on the Steam Deck has just been a really rough experience. And you can see here as I get a little farther into it with this little rat monster breaking through our wall here, FPS gets really rough, and interestingly enough, the character models, especially my guy, consistently gets this slow-mo, like he's almost running a different frame rate than the rest of the game. I tried the game on 2 different Steam Decks and restarted, and I get the same result every time. Now over here with no upscaling on, I just did this for the fun to see how it would look, and visual quality of course is much better and less eye bleeding, but the FPS is horrible and it's unplayable. Like I said, the farther you get into the game, especially if you're trying to run no upscaling, it's not really going to work out for you. So we'll switch back over to turning our upscaling on. And like I said, some areas of the game you might get decent FPS, but my character model still had this issue where he would keep going in this weird slow-mo mode no matter what would happen. Again, I tried this on multiple decks and with restarts, and it still kept happening to me. And of course, we do get frame rate more often in the 20s than not, even just out here in this area. So it's a real shame. Wild Hearts is a game I was really looking forward to playing on PC and on Steam Deck, but like I said, on my local 3060 PC and on Steam Deck here, it's a pretty rough experience here for launch week for the game, and I can't really recommend it really on PC or on the Steam Deck at all. It's definitely in need of some patches that I will be watching out for and updating. If performance gets better and we get a better playable experience here, especially on deck, I'll make another video. But anyways, guys, I hope this helps you out. I don't highly recommend buying this game right now, but if you have, let me know how it's running for you down in the comments. All right, thanks a lot for coming to watch as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one.